Did your mom and dad or both ever say to you at the same time, prepare for the unexpected? Wow, so true, so true. Hi, this is Jana from New York City. I really love helping people keep some more of their own hard earned money. No amount is too small, and never, ever, ever forget that. What am I talking about preparing? Well, okay, I have a habit of mainly viewing the national news events, and I kind of sort of skim over really other things like the local weather or whatever. Now, the previous week, okay, we had rain the entire weekend. So, usually, the name of the game is if we have a lot of rain on one weekend, it stands to reason to think we're going to have clear, bright, beautiful weekend. And by the way, happy October! Yay! I cannot believe we are entering the most favorite month of mine in the year. Don't get me wrong. I love every single month of the year, but there's something about October. I just love it. It is what I call, in my mind's eye, perfect month. There you go. I just love the weather. Autumn in New York is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It really, really is. Whether you're in the city or whether you're upstate, this is precisely why the other day was a shocker. Remember the Saturday morning coffee chat that uploaded yesterday? Well, I actually recorded that chat on Friday morning. Now, here's what happened. I woke up my usual time, but I woke up to the tune of rain beating against the window pane. And I said, again? This is like really weird, but I dismissed it. I figured it had no choice other than to be a short little rain shower because we were literally pretty much drenched last weekend, like continuously, which is kind of unusual for this area. Okay. So I'm recording and it's getting worse. I'm recording the show that you guys heard yesterday and it's getting worse. I says, this is really weird. So finally I relented and I put on the TV only to find out what was really going on in New York City. And then, actually, to be honest with you, right after I recorded the show, I get an alert on my phone about life threatening flooding. This is in the five boroughs, mind you. Usually, you hear about these things going on upstate or on the island or maybe in Westchester. Rarely do you ever hear about things like that, going to happen in Brooklyn or Queens or Manhattan or, you know what I mean, or the Bronx or whatever. So I was like, did I just misread this alert? Okay. It was the weirdest thing. It said about travel advisories and if you don't have to go out. And I'm like, well, now I know why it sounds so weird out there. But yeah, because at some point they were measuring the inches of the rain per hour. Usually it would be 1 to 2 inches mainly per hour, but at some point it hit like three inches of rain per hour, and the subways were flooded. And I had my concern for people that I love traveling to and fro. I reached one of my relatives. I said, "Did you go to work today in this?" And the response was, "What do you think I did?" And yeah, I said, "Yeah, you went to work in this." Oh gosh. And then I was, so concerned about, everything. It's just you just never ever know in life. So I mean, the last thing that I, as a New Yorker, within the five boroughs of New York City, would ever think of is like a flash flood warning and an alert saying about life-threatening flash flood. I'm like, what? That only happens to everybody else but here. Not true. Okay. Don't get me wrong. We did have the effects of Superstorm Sandy. What is the bottom line of this? That anybody, anywhere, at any time could have even a change in the weather that could change everything. Right away, I said, wait a minute. This means this puts us here in the city at risk for a power failure. Ugh, yeah, yuck, yuck, yuck. Been there, done that. It's one thing to have a power failure for about, well, a few hours. It's kind of cute, a little novelty to it. And if it's not 300 degrees out, it's bearable. Or if it's not 20 below zero, A few hours, yeah, you tolerate it. You have a camp out situation. But then when it hits day 1, day, entire day. Day 2, entire day. Day 3, and that's what happened, back at the Superstorm Sandy with the we weren't supposed to get a power failure here in the city that night because everything was going, if you will, according to livable plans. But the wind was so fierce, it knocked something out, which knocked out a transformer, which is why half of the inner city, got a power failure, and the other half was totally fine. I have a friend, for example, that was they lost power, but across the street, right across the street, just across the street, was fully powered. So that was really, really weird. Brings us back to what? The stockpile. Yeah, 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 yeah. And there are situations where, for example, either you have to evacuate, pack your car, make sure you got your go-to bag, have a go-to bag, okay, with all the stuff you need. Just grab and go. Maybe just keep something like that, I guess, in your car. It's just my good guess on that one. I've heard other people who talk about that at length. But I said, Jan, aren't you glad that at the moment you are working from home? You are not one of those poor souls that struggled to get into work and then probably had a nightmarish trip back home. I saw some screen images on not only the national news but on the local news here of like literally the water was cascading down the subway steps. I mean, what a risk to to even venture that. Then, of course, they cut back on the actual subway service. So be prepared, and be aware. So, have balance in your life. Like I said, I do enjoy like learning about, national news information. And then every once in a while, I'll hear a tidbit or two of the local news and go, old hat. A matter of fact, some of the news I hear on the local news, honestly, I really rather not hear about at all. Like, just shake my head, but I cannot live an ignorant, pretend things are just not happening kind of life. That would be ridiculous. But just be prepared. So what I did yesterday, when this was going on, what I did yesterday, because of course I'm recording the Sunday show on Saturday to make sure you have a show. You never know. I'm being prepared, right? There you go. Lesson, an example there. Um, what I did was I ran around and checked that every device that I normally would use was fully charged. And if not fully charged, needed a boost. So I started charging everything just to make super duper sure that I had a charge. Bottom line, be prepared for the unexpected. Honestly, I know we say it, I know we think it, but sometimes you just have to do it. And the best time to do it is not at the last minute or at the midnight hour. What is that expression someone I know uses? Uh, you're at 11:59 and the clock is ticking to midnight. Oh, 11:59 p.m. and the clock is ticking to midnight. Let's not do that. Let's do it when we have plenty of time during the quiet times. I do this, with budgeting. I do this with menu planning. I just, I just like to do things like that as much as I can be prepared. Be prepared. There you go. Hey, listen, I want to wish everyone an amazing, fantastic day. Have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy your family, your friends, quiet time, maybe some sports, maybe football or whatever you're watching, or baseball, whatever sport you like. Take a break. Just take a break from the regular week. Of course, stay close to your faith, stand on faith, and have an amazing, fantastic day. Don't forget to come back Monday through Friday. A little bit of a commercial for me for the Instant Coffee with Jan show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I upload at midnight every Monday through Friday. I used to start at 12:05 for my birthday. Then I said, this is silly. Just put it on at midnight. And that's it. Instant Coffee with Jan show. I also upload on occasion, some weeks, not every single week, my no frills video. What is a no frills video? It's actually a video with important messages, longer than a minute, less than five, because I am considerate of those who do not maybe have 8 to 12 minutes to listen to a video message. Some people prefer to just listen to a video 5 minutes or less. See, a little bit of a deli select situation. Thank you for your channel support. Thank you for being here, and I really do appreciate every single one of you. Have an amazing, fantastic, and blessed day.